Don't panic. Read Trash. GarbAugust 5. A new beginning is coming soon. Hello, welcome to my channel. For GarbAugust, my channel temporarily becomes another booby file reads Playboy for the articles. My name is Greg. It's hard to believe, but this will be my 5th consecutive year participating in GarbAugust. If you've never heard of GarbAugust before, don't worry. You've come to the right place, or maybe the wrong place. GarbAugust is one of the most relaxed and enjoyable reading events on BookTube. The premise is wonderfully simple. Spend the month of August reading books that are fun. Not books because they're important. Not books because they're classics. Not books because you think you should read them. Just books that make you happy. The event was created by Olly, or as he becomes every August, Creamin' Olly, whose channel has always celebrated crime fiction, horror, paperbacks, and the joy of reading outside the literary mainstream. The name GarbAugust is, of course, completely tongue-in-cheek. Many of the books people choose are the kinds of paperbacks critics have dismissed as trash, junk, or garbage. They're the paperbacks with lurid painted covers, the novels that sold millions of copies but rarely appeared on college syllabi. Think men's adventure novels, gothic romances, horror paperbacks, movie and television tie-ins, celebrity memoirs, disaster novels, airport thrillers, sword and sorcery adventures, novelizations, books rushed into print to capitalize on the lurid headlines of popular trends. In other words, the books some people might quietly hide inside a respectable dust jacket before reading in public. But here's the thing. Readers have always loved these books, and that's really what GarbAugust celebrates. One thing I especially appreciate about this year's event is its simplicity. In previous years, we've had prompts, bingo boards, reading challenges, and all kinds of extra activities. Those were a lot of fun. This year, though, we're stripping everything back. There are no prompts, no bingo card, no required categories. Just read. Read whatever you think you'll enjoy. Sometimes the best reading challenge is no challenge at all. This year, there are no official co-hosts. GarbAugust belongs to everyone. If you want to participate, just read some trashy books. If you'd like to make videos, go for it. Tradition says you should give your channel a wonderfully inappropriate August name. As I mentioned in the beginning, another boobyphile reads Playboy for the articles is my August name. For the past 3 years, GarbAugust has borrowed the subtitle from the Friday 13th movies. GarbAugust in 3D. GarbAugust 4, the final chapter. And now, GarbAugust 5, a new beginning. Hopefully this one has fewer hockey masks and more lurid paperbacks. The funny thing is that people have been worrying about trashy books for nearly 2 centuries. Really, ever since inexpensive mass market fiction has become possible. Back in the 19th century, there were dime novels in the United States. Cheap paperback covered books that sold for about 10 cents and reached an enormous audience. They featured outlaws, detectives, frontier heroes, explorers, inventors, and sensational adventures. If you wanted literary subtlety, these probably weren't your books. But if you wanted excitement, they delivered. In Britain, there were the equally sensational penny dreadfuls, famous for lurid crime stories, monsters, and shocking adventures. In many ways, today's paperback horror novels, airport thrillers, and romance novels are descended of those earlier publications. Many educators, clergy, and newspaper editors were horrified. Young people, they warned, would have their morals corrupted. Reading habits would be ruined. Respectable literature would be abandoned. If that all sounds familiar, every generation seems to discover a new form of reading that is supposedly destroying civilization. Comic books, science fiction, horror, westerns, romance novel, romantasy, paperback thrillers. Even today, you'll hear similar arguments about manga, graphic novels, or certain genres of popular fiction. And yet, these books continue to find enthusiastic readers. Some disappear, some become forgotten curiosities, and every once in a while, one crosses over and becomes unaccepted as a classic. Think Philip Marlowe by Raymond Chandler. It's a good reminder that literary reputation isn't fixed forever. Of course, GarbAugust really isn't about arguing that these books are secretly great literature. Some of them probably are. Most are. Some are clumsy. Some are wildly implausible. Some exist solely because a publisher realized dinosaurs or sharks or serial killers happen to be selling well that year. And that's okay. Reading doesn't have to justify itself. Sometimes we read to be challenged. Sometimes we read to understand one another. Sometimes we read to admire beautiful prose. And sometimes we just want to read about a mutant alligator eating people or falling in love with a blue-skinned alien on an ice planet. All those are perfectly valid reasons to pick up a book. As for my own reading, I haven't finalized everything yet. One book that is definitely on my list is Firefly by Piers Anthony. It will be a buddy read with my friend Bad Is Rad. Anthony has long been one of fantasy's most controversial writers. Firefly, in particular, has drawn criticism for its treatment of sexuality, minors, consent, and taboo subjects. Some readers see it as pure exploitation. Others argue that Anthony was attempting, successfully or not, to explore forbidden desires and moral boundaries. I'm looking forward to deciding for myself where I come down. At the same time, I'll also be reading Intruder into the Dust by William Faulkner as part of another reading event. Faulkner in August. On the surface, those two novels couldn't be much more different. One was written by an author with one of the greatest literary reputations in American fiction. The other is exactly the sort of book that many people would nominate for GarbAugust. And that's really the point. Reading isn't an either or proposition. You don't have to choose between literary fiction and popular fiction. You don't have to prove your taste by reading only the classics. And you don't have to apologize for reading something simply because it's entertaining. One week, you might be untangling Faulkner's long, intricate sentences, and the next week, you'll be turning pages because you can't wait to see what outrageous thing happens next. There's room for both. GarbAugust isn't about rejecting literary fiction. It's about rejecting literary snobbery. I'll probably add a few more GarbAugust books before August begins, but those are the two that I know I'll be reading, and I'm looking forward to both for completely different reasons. If you've never participated in GarbAugust before, I hope you'll consider joining us. There are no prizes, no required reading, no pressure to impress anyone, just permission to spend 1 month reading whatever sounds the most fun. Because at the end of the day, the only person who has to enjoy your reading life is you. If you're planning to participate, let me know in the comments what you'll be reading. I'd love to hear your picks, whether they're horror paperbacks, romance novel, movie tie-ins, westerns, forgotten thrillers, or anything else the literary establishment might wrinkle its nose out. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep on reading.